That's the impression that I get. Oh, yeah. Let's go. Oh, mighty boss tones for you on this fine and beautiful. It is right. And just Tuesday, January 27th, 2026. How you doing? Welcome to the Hat and Beard Show. Mad Hatter Nation, it is a balmy 11 degrees Fahrenheit, partly sunny skies here in mid-Michigan. I don't know where they're getting partly sunny, but if this is partly sunny, I'm the Queen of England. Let's get after it, guys. Today we got, because it is, look, this is our test run of the off season, okay? This is that really lame break between the championship games and the Super Bowl. So, we're just going to be kind of test running how the filler arc's going to go. We're going to see how it goes with all of you guys. And as you longtime viewers, listeners, what have you, you know that I love me some draft time. And you know that Mondays are normally for mock drafts. And didn't want to get into it yet. We will wait until the week after the Super Bowl to start doing mock draft Mondays. But since underclassmen have now hit the deadline to declare we can start looking ahead at the draft board, Daniel Jeremiah's 2026 NFL mock draft 1.0. Raiders pick QB at number 1, Jets among 4 teams to go wide receiver. Not going to be real hot and heavy in it. We will go just kind of skim through 1 through 16 before ultimately landing on our Detroit Lions and seeing who Daniel Jeremiah has for us at 17, and maybe we'll even do a quick player profile just to see kind of what that individual might have in store for us. Now, in that same vein of mock draft ideas, the Jets, four teams to go wide receiver in round 1 here. Now, the Jets have like 11 picks. They have an obnoxious amount of draft capital due to trade deadline, fire sales, maneuvering around the board over the years. So the Jets are poised yet again. And this is something that they did with Robert Saleh, if you remember. They had a lot of picks with Robert Saleh in the first round. So the Jets front office is at least understanding on how to allocate or acquire draft capital. If it's properly allocated, that kind of has yet to be seen, but the Jets are going to jet. What could the Jets do, though, if they don't go after a quarterback in the first round, or if there's no quarterback for them to take? Well, there is a lot of scuttlebutt about the Keebler fudge elf, Kyler Murray, possibly being a trade candidate plopped upon the trade block from Arizona, because as we all know, he has a albatross of a contract that doesn't work out for Arizona to move on from him realistically, or just sit on him and not let him play. So you might as well get the best bang for your buck. But at this point, what are you going to get for a Kyler Murray? Is he worth a first-round pick? Let's be serious. Let's be serious, guys. Is Kyler Murray worth a first-round pick? I don't think so. I'm not on board with the Kyler Murray being So the Jets possibly have this maneuverability of we could be looking at Kyler Murray in the Big Apple. The long and short of it is there is a path to success for Kyler Murray to get out of Arizona and then subsequently land in New York, because they have a lot of quarterback woes. Now, personally, spoiler alert, if I'm Aaron Glenn, I want nothing to do with the micro midget out in the desert. I am totally good on that, but we will poke around and see what SI has for us. And then, of course, you guys, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. And I don't know who it is, but one of you in the chat is clearly Dan Campbell. Somebody is listening to this show, because you guys keep doing what I say to do. It's okay. I understand not wanting to reveal yourself. Probably a little embarrassing having to admit that you're not only a fan of the Mad Hat or the Hat and Beard Show and part of Mad Hatter Nation, but also the fact that I'm right. I'm so right, and you guys are taking my advice. Lions to hire. I mean, I'm going to be honest, guys. When I woke up this morning and I seen the comment from Mr. Detroit City, I thought he was fucking with me. I thought it was a troll move, dude. I was like, what is he doing? Okay. All right, let's see what Mr. Detroit City's got for me first thing in the morning. He wants me to have the laughing gas. Ha ha ha. Let's see what Joe. And then I was like, "Oh my goodness gracious me. We got my guy." Now, yes, we know that I wanted him to be the offensive coordinator, but I'm not mad at the Drew Petzing signing now as offensive coordinator. And now it's so crystal clear. Of course, we went. Drew Petzing is going to basically be your offensive coordinator, run game coordinator, and run game coordinator. And then you're going to let Mike Kafka be offensive coordinator or assistant offensive coordinator or whatever the high capacity, high caliber position that he's in, and probably work hand in hand directly with Jared Goff in the passing game coordination. Why not? You have an absolute rock star new hybrid style way of going about it. And I know we're not the first to do this with an offensive consultant. This is what, do you guys remember training camp when John Gruden showed up? And I was like, this is exactly what the Lions need to do. They need to follow suit with what the Packers did last year, hiring Robert Saleh after he was fired from the Jets to come in and be a special consultant. We needed an extra person to help with all of the moving parts here. You know what I'm saying? I wanted us to do this last year. I love that we did it this year. And like, I probably would have been happy if we'd assigned anybody into this role, more or less, because it shows a certain level of understanding of his limitations, both his own and the staff's, or understanding how you can get the best bang for your buck out of Dan Campbell. I think this is a 10,000 IQ move by Dan Campbell. I think he's playing 5D chess. I really do. He just keeps giving off that meathead mentality. He's smarter than everybody else in the room. He's revolutionizing the game. This will lead to everyone else following suit. You're going to have an expansion of coaching staffs because you have to. With the way that the game is played nowadays, it only makes sense. Now, to tie into the poll, in case you guys didn't notice, there is a poll up in the chat. I would absolutely be... I wouldn't know what to do with myself. I wouldn't know what to do with myself if all of a sudden Dan Campbell does the exact same thing, right? Because Calvin Shepard is probably a humble of enough guy and understanding of the benefit of what could be happening. If he turns on and does the exact same thing with the defensive coordinator position. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm over here like, Sean McDermott, get me the dirt. You know what I'm saying? Give me the McDermott. Oop, give me the donut McDermott. Here we go. Sorry about that, guys. But I'm like, let's do it. Let's go. I'm totally on board with it. But there is a poll question up. MCDC assembling the Avengers. 58% of the 12 votes have said yes. 42% of you say do the same for defensive coordinator, then yes. So you guys get it. You guys get it. You see it. You can see. We're all, isn't it nice? Isn't it nice being this based AF NFL content creation station where we are all collectively sitting at 10,000 feet looking down at everybody? You know what I'm saying? Isn't that, come on, camera. Let's go. Hey, fuckface. Let's go. Come on. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. Still working out the kinks with the AI camera. The clanker thinks it knows more than me, right? So Mike Kafka, obviously, and we'll be talking about that. Then we're going to talk about the fans' reaction because, hey-o, what do you know? Dan Campbell not only made the smart move, but also PR-wise made the smart move there. This really calmed. I feel this is gonna calm some waters, really quench some fire under some people's asses about the questioning of the little Spud hire. You know what I'm saying? So we'll just kind of poke around, see what John Macaron has for us from a little bit of a local standpoint, and then if we have time, would you guys look at this blast from the past? After having such a stellar and successful tenure for the Detroit Lions, Bob Quinn then found himself in Cleveland, where he again had a just multi-year performance-based, time after time, finding stellar talent and building a championship caliber team hand in hand with Kevin Stefanski and the Cleveland Browns. So much success in the mistake by the lake that both men find themselves now in Atlanta. Former Lions general manager gets new job with the Atlanta Falcons. Former Detroit Lions GM Bob Quinn has built an interesting career arc in the NFL. And if it just doesn't show you the whole, like, have you ever noticed that there's only like 12 CEOs that just keep getting hired around from company to company? It's basically the same thing. It's an insulated elite group of people who, regardless of how successful they are, they determine that they themselves are the only ones with the caliber and pedigree to handle such an immense organization, despite the fact that they have now 2 franchises that they borderline deliberately tank directly into the ground. But you know what? Because we have convinced ourselves that we are the upper echelon and the elite of the better than everyone else, we are the only ones who can have this position, and we have to keep hiring failure after failure after failure. I was like, hey, Atlanta's trending in the right direction, dude. Fucking Kevin Stefanski's the man for the job, right? I'm like, let's go. There you go, Atlanta, getting after it. Maybe shuck that Captain Kirk terrible contract. Let Michael Penis run free. Allow Bijan Robinson to continue his all-pro, stack all-pro years. Have at it. Knock your socks off. You got a good defense. Oh, you hired Bob Quinn. You guys are fucked. F-U-C-T. Fucked. You are fucked. That is the dumbest thing you could have done. Enjoy that, Atlanta. We will discuss. But here, those of us here in Mad Hatter Nation are going to enjoy a little bit of Schadenfreude while we watch Bob Quinn destroy yet another franchise. How you doing, Mad Hatter Nation? You guys are all hype about this too, looks like. Let's go. Hat my dude. What's up, Beantown? How you doing, brother? Shrine game tonight. Senior Bowl on Saturday, Jack. That's right. And remember, we got coaches all over, including look, you're going to have to keep an eye out for him because he's a wee little itty-bitty fella, right? Yeah, he doesn't stick out at all. But Dan Skipper will be down there scouting, talking, and looking at players as he transitions into the coaching staff for the Detroit Lions. Dan Campbell crushing it again. What's up, Peaceful Craig? I would be shocked if we're not hearing Kafka chants from the crowd in the first few games. Hey, man, I understand what you're saying, but I'm hoping that it's like joyous, not demanding that little Spud get fired. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely not. Dude will be lucky to get a 3rd or 4th for him. Yeah, dude, Beantown, that's exactly my take on it, dude. You could maybe hope that Kyler could get a late 2nd round pick, maybe, but you're going to have to give up a 4th in exchange for that. Kyler Murray at this point, dude. Okay, so I'm Brad Holmes, right? I'm sitting here twiddling my Brad Holmes thumbs. And the contract, let's just ignore the Kyler Murray contract. Let's just say that he is playing for a league minimum, okay? Just for shits and giggles, right? If the Arizona Cardinals were like, "Hey, do you want him to come be your backup?" I'd be like, "Dude, you can have him for a 7th. I'll give you a 7th round pick and an egg salad sandwich that I'm going to mail to you." That's what I'll give you for Kyler Murray. I don't want nothing to do with that fucking guy, dude. I'm sorry, dude. He doesn't have it upstairs to do the Sam Darnold, the what's probably going to be Mac Jones, the what was on par with Daniel Jones pre-injury. You know what I'm saying? This go someplace else and completely reinvent yourself. Kyler Murray doesn't have it upstairs. So what you would see if Kyler Murray goes to the Big Apple is a major media market hyper-focusing on him and the complete mental collapse of Kyler Murray. And then you would also ultimately see Aaron Glenn lose his job because he would be tying his career boat to an anchor that is a salary cap and coach killer, Kyler Murray. Just ask Cliff Kingsbury. In 2023, I mocked 3 Lions to Lions, not in the order we drafted them, but I nailed it. Hell yeah, dude. Rick, that's what's up, brother. Last year during the draft, I said it time after time. I was like, if there's one guy, one offensive lineman that I want to walk out of this draft with, it's Tater Ratledge. And that's exactly who we went after. So I feel you on that, brother. Murray can't even see over the snowbank in the front door of the Jets Park. Damn, Jack, that's really funny, dude. What's up, Detroit Sports Talk? Good to see you, man. How you doing, bro? Beantown, it's you. Yeah, right on, brother. You're Dan Campbell. Hell yeah, bro. I appreciate that. I told you that they spy watching or at least reading the chat. Dude, American, you see it too, bro. That's what's up. I got a weird look from my wife after. That's awesome, dude. Do you think Petzing was contacted about the hire or DC pulled the trigger? Art? That is a very good question, my friend. I can't speak to it with any certainty, but what I can tell you is I'm willing to bet that the fact that we hired the non-big play or non-big catch, the under-the-radar Drew Petzing, I'm willing to bet that Dan Campbell had already explained to him what his plan was. And Drew Petzing was like, yeah, I like that idea. And that's probably the major indicator of who he was going to hire. I'm willing to bet that he expressed this to all of the candidates. And what you probably seen was McDaniel said, no, I'm an egomaniac. I'm out on it. Zach Robinson, no. Arthur Smith, no. Drew Petzing, though, probably was like, yeah, fuck yeah. That makes my job infinitely easier. And Mike Kafka was like, yeah, I like this idea. I like this. Let's do it. I'm willing to bet that it was a community, or at least a mutual understanding by all parties involved that this was the plan. Again, I can't speak to it with any certainty. I'm just, navel gazing. Can we officially kill off the Pro Bowl now? Shedeur Sanders losing record as a starter, 7 touchdowns, 10 picks, 18 QBR, Pro Bowl needed to the death blow. Peaceful, Craig. The Pro Bowl is a fucking joke. It's absolutely pointless. It's dumb. I don't understand why we even still have it anymore. The accolades for a Pro Bowl mean literally nothing. The only thing that matters nowadays is All-Pro. Let's be honest. All-Pro, first and second team. The Pro Bowl's a joke. It was fun back when we were younger, but now it's just a joke. Like you say, Shedeur Sanders. But to that point, hey, Jared Goff got to the Pro Bowl because he was the alternate for Sam Darnold. Shit doesn't even deserve to be called a Pro Bowl anymore. Exactly. How many coaches are currently letting their phone go to voicemail when they see Cleveland area code? Yeah, Art, exactly, dude. Exactly, bro. Hell yeah. What up, Motown? Hey, bro. What's up, dude? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Hopefully you guys are staying warm, dude. Case in point with David Montgomery, the backfield and pass blocking gives Jared Goff time in the pocket and time for the play to develop. 100% American boxer. No bald white guy prejudice. Is Deion Sanders in the Pro Bowl? Wait, where is that? Damn, you guys are going bananas in the chat. I can't keep up with you. Is Deion Sanders on the Pro Bowl selection committee? Probably, dude. Lions' new coaching staff hired Mike Kafka is the best known for his time as the Chiefs quarterback coach under Andy Reid, developing Mahomes. Exactly, dude. He's got that Mahomes connection, dude, where Mahomes won his first, I think, one of his MVPs with Kafka as his quarterback's coach. And finding a good blocker in the backfield won't be hard if Monty does. Yeah, that's true. There's a couple guys that will be available that we could go after. What's up, Brent? How you doing, bro? What's up, dude? These are bald white guys among us. Beware. I'm not scared of bald white guys. If those fuckers with red hair, that scares me. Hey now. Hey now. Hey now. Kyler Murray is a coach killer. If he got Kingsbury fired, nobody going to be able to fix him. Exactly, dude. The Eagles are going hard to try and get Mike Kafka. Yeah, and fuck the Eagles, dude. That's where I'm at. All right, guys, let's Mr. Hat, you got my hat ready? Dude, I'm still kind of poking around Motown. Don't worry though. When we get to the merch point, dude. Here's the thing, guys. I don't feel comfortable doing merch because I'm such a small YouTuber that like it looks greedy. It feels greasy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really wild on doing the YouTuber-y things yet. Does that make sense? That's why there's no memberships, dude. Is like, I got imposter syndrome. You know what I'm saying, dude? A lot of imposter syndrome. All right, guys, let's, now that we're 20 minutes in the show, let's go ahead and get into it.
If you can say the word good, guess what? It means you're still alive. It means you're still breathing. And if you're still breathing, well, then hell, you still got some fight left in you. So get up, dust off, reload, recalibrate, re-engage, and go out on the attack.
All right, guys, real quickly, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you can partake in the live chat. Ring that notification bell so you can be notified every single time we go live Monday through Friday, forever and ever and ever, because I am always too overqualified for the jobs that I want, and I am stuck where I'm at for all time and all eternity. Share this around with all your friends. If you guys were to go ahead and click the share button, click that share button right now. Click it, copy the link down onto your clipboard 2 or 3 times. Do it right now, and you'll see a bump and the amount of traffic being directed to our channel right now. Like this video and share it around with every single person you know you've ever met, or don't. It's fine. I understand. So let's go ahead and skim through old Daniel Jeremiah. I don't mind Daniel Jeremiah. He's not the worst guy. What do we got here? We got a mock draft. Number 1, he's got the Raiders taking Fernando Mendoza, Arvil. I always want to say Averill. Arvell Reese to the Jets at number 2. Spencer Fano going to the Cardinals, and that sucks. Francis Mayoga going to the Titans, and that sucks because those are 2 guys I really wanted. 5 is Mansour Delane, who I've actually seen him fall all the way to the Lions at 17, which, whatever. Unfortunately, This is a mock draft that I was worried about. I've been telling you guys that the David Bailey, as high as I am on David Bailey, I got the exact same vibes from David Bailey as I do on Will Anderson Jr. because I've seen him draft all over in mock drafts. As much as I would love to get David Bailey, look at here. I mean, he's not even falling out of the top 10. You know what I'm saying? So Cleveland's going to pick up David Bailey at 6. That kicks us right in the nuts. Sonny Styles going to the Commies. Jeremiah Love going to New Orleans. There you see a running back taken in the top 10. A little bit of a trend change in the NFL. You do like to see that. Kansas City's going to take Reuben Bain Jr., the edge rusher, out of Miami. Your top 10's rounded out with Jermond McCoy, the corner out of Tennessee. Caleb Downs to the Dolphins. Colton Hood to the Cowboys. Mekhi Lemon, wide receiver, going to L.A. as they try and stack more talent in that wide receiver room. How the fuck do you pronounce this name? Oliavavega, is that right? Oliavavega Leone, Big OL, guard from Penn State going to Baltimore. Cassius Howell going from the Texas A&M, what is it? The Texas A&M Aggies. The edge going to Tampa Bay. Carnell Tate, wide receiver, getting paired up with his other wide receiver from Ohio State, and Garrett Wilson going to the New York Jets. And then here we go. Drumroll please. Drumroll please, as we reveal who the Detroit Lions are going to take at the number 17 spot, please. Can we go ahead and get the drumroll, please? Let us see who is it. Do we got the related ranks? We got related ranks, or they're giving me the brew balls. The Detroit Lions taking Akeem Menzador. Menzador would thrive opposite Aiden Hutchinson, going from one dynamic pass rush duo to another. Boy, the snow sure is pretty. Who the fuck is even this guy? Who the fuck is even this guy? Who the fuck is Akeem Menzador? Let's see. Well, he's a football player from Miami, 6'3", 265. And again, we take a player who has ties to Canada. Hooray. Neat. More Canadians. That's just what we need. Hooray. Oh, Canada. I love having all of your players on my team. So, how do we feel about this guy right here, huh? Menzador is an instinctive, high-effort edge rusher with a fluid rush style and a deep toolbox. He bursts upfield and can shrink the corner while punishing oversetting tackles and inside counters. He strings moves together with effortless mid-rush adjustments, utilizing harmonious hands and feet to carve efficient tracks into the pocket. He's a problem for guards when inside, too. His urgency shows up in run defense, where he uses play strength, short area quickness to disrupt blocking schemes and stay around the football. He won't be as long as most edge-setting rushers, and his anchor at the point is just average. The talent and motor are obvious, but his age and injury history could push some teams to discount his grade below what the tape shows. He's got good blends rabid determination with coaching from Hall of Famer Jason Taylor. Uses finesse or power depending on approach and opponent. Appears to gain momentum and speed at the turn. Effective inside-out Euro step helps sink the corner. Recognizes offsets by tackles and attacks them accordingly. Consistently counters once he feels momentum wane. Disciplined in spying quarterback in boot action. Eager to find the football and make a play in the run game. Pursues wide with adequate speed and smart angles. Keeps hustle dialed in when chasing plays down the field. Weaknesses. Lacks desired height length as an NFL edge. Speed to power conversion is average by league standards. A narrow base through engagement leading to imbalance. Desire to chase play direction sets him up for counters. Foot injury limited him to 3 games in 2023, and he'll be a 25-year-old rookie. So, he is undersized, a little underwhelming, unknown. Best comparison is Jonathan Grenard. That's a good NFL comparison. However, he's old, 25-year-old rookie. And he has a history of injuries. And the foot is not something you want to mess with. So, by all accounts, this is exactly who Brad Holmes is going to draft. Shit. We better be high on this guy because he meets all metrics that Brad Holmes absolutely loves. Injured, underrated, off the radar, undersized. Yep, sounds like a Brad Holmes guy. I'm bald white with red hair. I'm extra offended. That's awesome, Rick. I tried to hide the fact was left of my hair in my previous statement. My flight name is Lil Red, dude. Or your flight name is Lil Red. That's awesome, dude. Injury prone. See, gun guy, you see it, dude. It's like as soon as I read injury prone, I was like, well, there he is. There's our guy. Pro Bowl might as well be a Madden football challenge. Exactly, dude. We need O-line more. Brent, and that's what pisses me off, dude. Let's take a look here at Daniel Jeremiah. Who else would have been around? Caden Proctor. I'm good. I'm good on Caden Proctor. Monroe Feeling. I'm good. Blake Miller. That might be a little Balake. You guys like Balake Miller? He's flying a bit under the radar now, but you hear more about him as we go through the draft process. The former high school wrestler made 54 starts at Clemson. He's tough, competitive, right tackle, so Balake Miller might be a possible choice. Caleb Lomu, though. Yes, there's our guy. I'm going Caleb Lomu over hurt foot unknown guy at 17 if he's still there. Are you fucking serious? Bro, this is the guy right here. I'm taking this dude over Caden Proctor. And it ain't nothing against Caden Proctor. He's just kind of a butt weasel. 2-year starting left tackle who is still early stages of his development. Utah's run game leaned heavily on movement and misdirection, preventing Lomu from firing out and showing his power. His run blocking traits, his pass protection, but improved pad level and nastier demeanor could close the gap. In protection, he shows good balance with adequate foot quickness, landing quick, well-timed punches and using a firm grip to control rushers once he's in. His anchor was rarely stressed by power, and his athletic recoveries are average. Lomu flashes, but is still under construction. His play could improve rapidly with strength gains and additional coaching. So you see why he's viewed as a little bit undersized and raw. So if we're sitting at 17 and Lomu's still on the board and you don't feel like taking him at 17, we'll go right ahead and find a dancing partner who wants to trade back. Somebody like the Denver Broncos. Yes, because there's a lot of defensive tackles ahead of where they were sitting. They could go, yes, I like this play. I do not like this. I am not over the moon about this. You guys, Mad Hatter Nation, am I being an asshole? What's up, Mom? Good to see you. He's injured. We are definitely drafting this guy. Bro, Derek, exactly, dude. As soon as I read that, I was like, well, yep, there. Just put his name in at 17. Just plug him in. There's only 31 other teams that need to pick now. We already know who we're going to take. We're going to take broke foot guy at 17. If we get online in free agency, then I wouldn't be mad about the pick. Okay. O-line. Yeah, I see what you say, gun guy. Yeah, that's fair. And again, the reality is that one of the guys that we really are high on here, at least I'm high on here, and I think a lot of you guys are too. We talk him out all the time. Should still be available in the second round. That's Jake Slaughter, the big center from Florida. That's my guy. That is my guy. That I am high on him like I was high on Tater Ratledge. So take that for whatever it's worth. You know what I'm saying? But that is the solution at center to replace Frank the Tank Ragnow. All right, quickly, how do we feel about this, guys? Like, comment, subscribe down below. Share this video around with all your friends. I really appreciate it. Make sure that if you want to partake in the chat or engage in the poll, 18 votes, MCDC assembling the Avengers. 67% of you say yes. 33% of you say do the same for DC. And then yes, 0% of you say no. I like that we're all on board with that. But if you want to engage in this, sorry, guys, there is a barrier to entry. You don't got to pay to play. You just got to subscribe to the channel. It costs you absolutely nothing. So come on. What the hell are you waiting for? Jets potential cost to acquire Cardinals QB Kyler Murray revealed. The question really becomes, do the Jets want to do the Kyler Murray song and dance, right? Because there are, any number. If you're really going to say that the Jets are going to acquire Kyler Murray, then you might as well, because look, the odds are slightly better that Kyler Murray could be a Jet. But are they that much better than, say, like Dak Prescott? You know what I'm saying? If we're going to have these far-off thought exercises, the reality is Kyler Murray sucks. Nobody wants Kyler Murray. Nobody likes Kyler Murray. Just stick to playing Call of Duty, but, make sure that you are in bed by your bedtime, you little fucking child. Who will the Jets quarterback be in 26? Well, they're trying. While they'd like to bring Tyrod Taylor back, it won't be as their starter. Meanwhile, 2-time Pro Bowl QB Kyler Murray could be available for the right price. And that right there is a statement why it shows you that the Pro Bowl is a fucking joke. Because Kyler Murray sucks donkey balls. But is the price right for the Jets? The Jets are projected to have 11 selections in the 2026 NFL Draft. They would seem to have enough ammo. Yet how much do the Cardinals want to trade their former franchise QB? We now have a better idea. What do we have? What is the better idea? Is Kyler Murray available for a day 2 draft pick? There is no telling who the Cardinals may employ as their starting QB in 2026, especially if they move on from Murray. But that's not the Jets' problem. The Jets also need a QB, and Murray might be one of the best talented signal callers available this offseason. Keyword available this offseason. If the 28-year-old does get placed on the trade block, the Jets could pick up the phone, especially if he can be had for the right price. Recently, Cardinals insider Josh Weinfuss spoke to 2 anonymous NFL sources who had different takes on Murray's trade potential. However, both made it sound like he's affordable. One source from an unknown NFC team indicated that Murray's trade stock could cost, quote, start with a 2nd-round pick. Meanwhile, another league source believes that Murray could be had for a 3rd-round pick. And both of those are too expensive for my blood. In either event, the Jets have 2 2nd-round selections. One is their own at 33 overall, and their other originated from the Dallas Cowboys as part of the Quinnen Williams trade, number 44 overall. The Jets do not have any 3rd-round selections, unless they're awarded one via an NFL compensatory draft pick formula. Plus, the Cardinals may be eager to move on from Murray thanks to his $52.6 million cap hit in 2026. According to Sport Track, if traded before June 1, they'd realize a cap savings of $35.3 million. So you just kind of mutually move on. You end up opening up a lot of cap space. This is what Arizona needs to do. The problem is, Kyler Murray is not worth the money. He's not worth the contract that you inked him to. So not only are you admitting defeat, but you are admitting defeat and trying to sell a broken product to somebody. And you're going, I want gold in exchange for dookie. I want gold in exchange for poop. Well, that's not how it's going to happen, dude. You're going to get poop in exchange for poop. We don't give around 2nd and 3rd round picks away for poop. You can have a 6th or maybe a 7th round pick in exchange for poop, and I'm going to send you an egg salad sandwich in the mail. You know what I'm saying? Especially for Kyler Murray. Get fucked. GFC. You know what I'm saying? I'm straight on that. I would not want any. Like I said, if I was Brad Holmes, I'd be like 7th round draft pick, egg salad sandwich in the mail, then I'll take Kyler Murray off your hands. But I'm not eating this fucking $52.6 million contract. Bro. Nope. So good on that one. How do we feel about that, guys? I prefer an O-line in free agency. Slaughter, Rat, Sewell would be unstoppable. 100%. Oh, what's up, Trippy? Dude. What's good, brother? Good to see you, man. I was hoping you were doing all right, bro. I figured you was busy with... Oh, come on, dude. Why does my camera keep doing this, bro? Why does my camera keep doing this? Thank you. I figured he was busy with the storms and shit. I'd prefer O-line and free agency. Drafting them puts us behind another year of development. No more projects. We need starters. I hear you, Rick. I hear you, dude. I still like the idea of bringing in Slaughter, though, you know. Brad Holmes is bald. Mike Kafka is bald. Drew Petzing is bald. Dan Campbell needs to go bald. Wouldn't that be... Dude. Calvin Shepard shaves his head. Next year, everybody, Goff shaves his head. Amon-Ra, like the whole team, we're just all bald. Just a bunch of bald dudes. Just the cue ball, the cue ball crew, dude. Oh, Mesdor's a 2nd round pick in mock drafts. Yep, that's Jack. That's kind of my thing, dude. I'm really sure that guy's a 2nd round pick at best. You know, but the problem is, the reality is Brad Holmes loves them old hurt dudes, bro. Investing in Mighty Mouse is like buying Indiana ditchweed. Useless, bro. The Detroit Bald Boys, dude. Yes. Yo, dude. The DBB, the Detroit Bald Boys, dude. Dan will go full Fabio with everyone else going bald. What if, Dan Campbell grows Alex Anzalone style hair and everyone else is bald? So it's just like, it's Dan and Calvin Shepard long hair. Everybody else is just like Michael Jordan wax domes, dude. Shiny and bald. Into the afterlife, shiny and chrome. Do you see me? Tell you what I do see, shiny and chrome. Oh, Chrome Dome Lions hire Mike Kafka in, quote, high-ranking offensive staff role. Lions add another significant piece to their offensive coaching staff. You gotta love it. Eric Schlitt, what do you have for me? The Lions are making a splash. Hiring, bringing in former New York Giants offensive coordinator and interim head coach Mike Kafka in a, quote, high-ranking offensive staff role. That's first reported by Tom Pellisario and confirmed by other league sources. Good confirmation by the league. Kafka was a sought-after coaching candidate this offseason. Not only did he interview with the Lions for their offensive coordinator positions before they eventually hired Drew Lil Spud Petzing, but he also interviewed for the Giants head coaching position and the Philadelphia Greasy Eagles offensive coordinator role. A little bit of a turncoat move there. Kafka was on the short list of candidates that were profiled for the position, and here's what we wrote in our Candidates for Offensive Coordinator article earlier this offseason. I'm not going to read it. We've already read this exact thing like 2 or 3 times. Kafka dialed up aggressive offense, reemphasized focus on the run game, and his team played inspired ball the remainder of the season. Based on how the coach, the Giants, the back half of the season, it appears several of his coaching values aligned with Campbell's principles. Run heavy, aggressive concept with aggression in key moments that create opportunities to win the game. We broke down the scheme, blah, blah, blah. While it's unclear what Kafka's exact role will be at this time, this is a massive acquisition for the Lions. His offensive mind should mesh very well with Dan Campbell and Lil Spud, and for all intents and purposes, should give a significant boost to an already potent offense. For all the coaching moves, blah, 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 blah. So what exactly is his role going to be, guys? Do we know? Does anybody know? Because I don't know. I'm not exactly sure, but I am hype about it. I don't know what it is, but I like it. I don't know what it is, but I like it. Brad can draft OC Connor Liu to satisfy his need for rafting injured players. Oh, fair. Or drafting injured players. That's fair. I've been shaving my head since I was 14. My mom lost her mind the first. She wouldn't have told me. I couldn't. That's awesome. Kyle Liu should join the Lions staff. You mean Callahan? Or Callilu? I'm not exactly who that is. Sure who that is, brother. My bad. Guys, I've thought about shaving my head a bunch of times. There was at my buddy's son's baptism this last weekend, and he shaves his head, and I was like, fuck, man, I should just shave my head, dude. I should just say, it's not like I don't mind going and getting my hair cut, but I like just the one girl who goes to our church. She cuts my hair. It seems like a big time save, instead of like farting around for a half hour, 45 minutes round trip, fucking around and all that jazz, $20 for a haircut. Why don't I just buzz my head, dude? I don't know, but I do kind of like my red hair. You know what I'm saying? Cal Lewis to soft Lions, not grit and whines constantly. Oh, it's a cartoon. Gotcha. No, I shouldn't shave my head. Thanks, Mom. Appreciate it. See, the problem is, guys, is that when someone who looks like me and acts like me and is loud like me and is, I keep getting told that I'm scary and intimidating. When you shave your head, people start to think you belong to a certain group of people that I don't really like being affiliated with. You know what I'm saying? Lions fans thrilled with Mike Kafka joining the coaching staff. What do you got for me, John? John McCron, what you got for me, Big John? The Detroit Lions bolster the coaching staff with the addition of former NFL quarterback Mike Kafka. He served as the Chiefs quarterback's coach and aided Patrick Mahomes early in his NFL career to become one of the league's top signal callers. That and the league artificially, making sure that he was the golden boy for quite a while, and now you see they're doing the same thing. Caleb Giggle Willie is getting that exact same Patrick Mahomes treatment. After previously interviewing with the Lions, the 38-year-old will now work with head coach Dan Campbell and Drew Petzing. The team made the announcement this week that Petzing was officially hired as the next offensive coordinator. John Morton was only on the job for a season before being fired following the conclusion of the 2025 NFL season, and justly so, we did not like the potato. It is likely Campbell relished the role of being CEO of the coaching staff, opting to hire 2 new offensive minds to add a fresh perspective to the room and to allow him to step back from play calling. Supporters took to social media to share their reactions online. One supporter posted, quote, Kafka finally lands in a spot where he can really grow under Campbell. Detroit should just keep building a murderer's row of offensive minds. Smart move by both sides. There are really good people on both sides. Another added, smart move, Lions. Kafka's experience under Andy Reid should supercharge that offense. One primary concern that has started to be expressed more often is what the Lions will do on the defensive side of the football. The team struggled to execute against the run and gave up far too many explosive plays in the final month of the 2025 season. Many are hoping Campbell adds a coach similar to Kafka, but on the defensive side of the football to aid Calvin Shepard, who just completed his first season as the Lions defensive coordinator. And I am very on board with this. I am in that boat 100%. As fans explained, quote, the Lions will boost their offense with this hire. It's the defensive side of the ball that needs attention, and what was held them back from being a true contender for the Super Bowl in recent years. What can they do to remedy this? Another expressed it would be nice to see defensive support. Lions offense is violently potent. The problem is we can't stop a nosebleed, and we're slow on the D-line. We also don't have much of a secondary anymore due to injuries, and that will likely leak into the upcoming season. That means Brian Branch, possibly even Kirby Joseph, the big question marks. Here is a sample. We don't need to read the sample. It's just a bunch of everyone. Yeah, hell yeah, high marks. High marks on this hire, and I look, you guys know me. I was on board with Mike Kafka just being our flat-out offensive coordinator. I had come around to ranking Kafka over Mike McDaniel for the offensive coordinator position. I am absolutely over the fucking moon with this hiring. I am shitting my pants excited about this. I really am. I am shitting my pants excited over this one, guys. This is exactly what we needed. Dan Campbell is doing exactly what he told you we were going to do. He was going to, look, we needed to get back to what got us to the NFC Championship game. That was not Dan Campbell calling plays. That was predominantly Ben Johnson calling plays. Now, what are you going to do? You going to still continue to control it? No, I'm going to hire two of the best minds so that I don't have to worry about it, period, point blank. They're both emphasizing running the ball. And, look, the thing about the little Spud hire was he wasn't very flashy. He was very, very vanilla, very just run the ball, boring offense, right? Well, how do you spice that up? You add a dash of Mike Kafka to the mix, and woo-wee, sucker, now you got some flavor in that offensive room. Now we got some gambling, rambling. Now we got a guy who knows how to get the most out of quarterback, who's coached league MVPs. You pair him up with Jared Goff. Bingo, bango, bongo. We're all partying next year in the Super Bowl. Lions, 59-0 over somebody. I love it, though. I think this is exactly what we needed to do. And again, it's Dan Campbell thinking outside the bun a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Doing something slightly different. If it works, it's going to revolutionize, and you're going to watch everybody rinse and repeat the Dan Campbell approach to it. You see it with the fourth down conversions. You see it with the tip back to the running game. I'm not saying it was exactly Dan Campbell, but it was, look, the NFL is a league of parity. We made it all the way to the NFC Championship game by being a tough-nosed, running the ball team, and teams have followed suit with that. Rinse and repeat. They poached away all of our coaches that were a part of that, right? Rinse and repeat. You see running backs now going in the first round. Rinse and repeat. Get back to the running game. Look, if they're going to play a too high cover shell all the time and stop big, deep passing games, fuck it. Carve them up underneath with your dynamic running backs. Plural. David Montgomery needs to be involved. Guys, how do you feel about this? How do we feel about this? But I've never had that issue. Even walking the streets of big cities, I've been told I've been to a lot of big cities, not unless you've got the ink. That's fair, Rick. That's a good point, dude. Johnny Moscreens was the Denver for 1 week, and Denver lost. Coincidence? Damn, Jack, I didn't even think about that. Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah. Shit, man, I didn't even think about that, dude. And look at how far Denver made it without him. As soon as he came back, they lost. Now, let's be very honest. John Morton didn't break Bo Nix's ankle, right? But yeah, dude, Johnny Moscreens. Causation doesn't necessarily mean, or correlation doesn't mean causation, or however the hell that line works. I have a 6th grade reading level, never made it to college, have some college, but never made it through college. Yeah, I think that's very safe to connect those dots, my friend. The D-line shut down Philly. It did. Yes, you are correct. You are correct, American Boxer. The problem is that it wasn't consistent enough D-line play, or at least what we need to be a contender. We good, not great, but we need great as our floor and excellent as our ceiling. You know what I'm saying? With both of these coaches on the team, the increased chances of keeping at least one of them next offseason, right? Yeah, I would say so, Jack. I honestly just looking at it right now. So let's go ahead and grandma wagon thought exercise this. Lions win the Super Bowl next year, right? Kafka probably gets a head coaching job afterwards, right? I think what you're seeing here is probably Kafka being a little bit open to the idea of the mutually split offensive coordinator role. Maybe wasn't too excited about the head coaching opportunities that he interviewed for, and didn't feel like squandering an opportunity where now he can go with Dan Campbell, get a little bit of a higher pedigree, coach indoors, train indoors, be part of the NFC North heavyweight, and then parlay that into maybe a higher pedigree coaching position. You know what I'm saying? A high or a team that doesn't have as bad of an organizational fit and bad general managing as like the Bills or the Brown Eyes. Something that is a little bit more upscale. Honestly, at the rate the Minnesota Vikings are going, you could almost see Mike Kafka following suit with Ben Johnson, having a good year, and then after O'Connell's fired next year after another down year of just treading water with J.J. McCarthy, possibly then Kafka taking the head coaching job in Minnesota. I mean, these are all possibilities. They're a long ways away, and it'll be a fun grandma wagon thought exercise for the next few months. But I'm not going to try and worry too much about them leaving right now. Let's cross that bridge when we get there, or at least wait until week 8. You know what I'm saying? Johnny Mo equals Schlepp Rock 100%. I like the coaching team is coming together. Hell yeah, Mom. It's good. 2 minds are better than 1. And Gun Guy, I'll take it a step farther. 2 mega minds are better than 1, dude. Good to hear that Skip's making a good impression at the Shrine Bowl official. Coaching taller O-line prospects, tight ends, and special teams. Lions still need a tight end coach. They do, Brent, but I'm kind of starting to think that maybe Skip will just be the tight ends coach. And you know what? Maybe that's what Dan Campbell's going to spend his extra time on. Maybe Dan Campbell's just going to coach the tight ends. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a little bit of Campbell and Petzing will deal with the tight end room. I don't know, man. It's pinky in the brain. Oh my gosh, that's exactly it, Gun Guy. You nailed it, dude. You nailed it, bro. And the thing is you can use them interchangeably. Yeah, I know that Petzing looks more like the brain, but like you could use them interchangeably. So whoever's coordinating the better game is the brain that day. And we can just be like, well, it was a pinky game for Kafka. Oh, it was a pinky gain for Lil Spud. You know what I'm saying? If Kevin O'Connell was fired and replaced by Kafka, Kevin O'Connell could be a part. Well, Gun Guy or Rick, that's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, and in this grandma wagon conversation, O'Connell just comes to Detroit. And then we hire Brian Flores to be our assistant defensive coordinator. Awesome possum, guys. All right, we got a few minutes here. We were kind of moving along. I like this. I do have to pee, though, so we're not going to be running late today. Former Lions GM gets a job with the Atlanta Falcons, and you, me, and everybody else that knows who this guy is laughing on the floor. We are all laughing, crying emojis. It's probably been a while since you heard the name Bob Quinn. But the former Detroit Lions general manager is back in the news. After the Lions parted ways with Quinn in the middle of the 2020 season, he eventually joined the Cleveland Brown Eyes as a senior consultant. The next year, he was promoted to senior personnel coaching executive, allowing him to work on both the coaching and team personnel sides of the business. But with the Brown Eyes' latest regime dissolved in the midst of a new head coaching search, Quinn is leaving the organization and following former Brown Eyes head coach Kevin Stefanski to the Atlanta Falcons. His new role appears to be solely on the coaching side, as his title is senior advisor to the head coach, a.k.a. office administrator, a.k.a. coffee bitch. It's an interesting career arc for Quinn, who had worked solely on the personnel side of the business when he joined the Lions in 2016. He rose up to the ranks in the New England Patriots scouting department for 15 years before landing the general manager job with the Lions. His time in Detroit was very mixed. That's putting it very, very nicely. On one hand, he made some impressive picks along the offensive line with Taylor Decker, Graham Glasgow, I wouldn't say he was an impressive pick, and Frank Ragnow. On the other hand, he'll always be haunted by the picks of, get ready for it, guys. Remember these dudes. Gerard Davis. Tease Tabor. Jelani Tavai. And good old Jeff Okuda. What ultimately sank his career the most was the decision to hire Matt Patricia as the team's head coach. A disaster that set the franchise back several years. That's putting it nicely. It speaks volumes that Stefanski, a two-time AP NFL Coach of the Year, trusts Quinn as his right-hand man on the coaching side of football. It appears Quinn has done a good job building out a new career within the NFL world. No, I think what you see here is Kevin Stefanski now can just throw Bob Quinn to the wolves. You go talk to him. You go deal with it. Go get me coffee, bitch. You're my coffee bitch. You want a job? You are my coffee bitch. You're my coffee bitch. My coffee bitch. That's exactly what he is. So, Bob Quinn still kicking around in the NFL. And that's gross. This is what the problem I have. This Bob Quinn, high-ranking executives for businesses, they insulate themselves because there's so few of the jobs that they can all essentially work together. You might lose your job at company A, but that means that company A is going to replace you with the CEO from company M, right? So company M now needs to find a executive. Oh, well, who's available? The guy that was fired from company A. Well, he has already done it before, and why take a risk on an unknown when we could take a risk on a guy who we might not have worked out the first time, but you know what? He's the only one that we feel, and we've convinced ourselves that they are the only ones capable of handling such a high-end role. It's this weird, just insulated, navel-gazing, protecting their own class from outsiders interfering with how the business is operated. Because when you have such a small network of people like the NFL, now the NFL is a large business, but at a certain point, it is incredibly tiny in comparison to all the moving parts of, say, manufacturing, construction, that type of stuff. So they're able to insulate themselves, which then allows for more, and I'm not pointing fingers, and I realize that I sound like I'm saying interdimensional shape-shifting child molesters are here to take over the world, but it does allow more corruption to run rampant because there are fewer people that need to be bought, paid, or silenced, right? And once everybody's getting their little slice, well, why stop when the system is ticking along ever so smoothly? It just kind of bothers me. It's Bob Quinn clearly is not successful at what he does. Wow, you drafted Taylor Decker. High water line, he's like an 86 overall player, right? Frank Ragnow, yeah, I'll give you that. But Graham Glasgow, no, I don't give you that. That's not a good pick. He's not a stalwart Hall of Fame caliber player like a Frank Ragnow was. Now I realize that drafting Hall of Fame players is relatively rare, but you have now had two franchises that you have a track record of more or less, one directly, one maybe not the pilot but the co-pilot for doing a direct nosedive into the ground, right? But again, the insulation, the so few jobs, such a small talent pool to pick from. Why break the wheel when you could just put that cog into another location, rinse and repeat over and over again? It just bothers me, dude. It just bothers me. But, we bitch about the product and we want a better product on the field, right? But you know what? You're going to keep hiring the same dipshits, keep doing the same dipshittery that leads you to exactly where you're at. Unfortunately, as high as I was on the Kevin Stefanski hire at the time, look, I like Kevin Stefanski. I think he's a really good head coach. I think he's got a relatively sound approach to it, and his personality, both on and off the field, seems to be that of a pretty well-balanced individual. And I was kind of high on Atlanta hiring Kevin Stefanski. I was like, well, there you go. There you go. That's going to unlock Bijan Robinson. That's going to unlock Michael Penix Jr. You got Kyle Pitts. You got Drake London. There is a strong, strong foundation on the offensive side of the ball. Then you parlay that with the sudden uptick in the young talent on defense over in Atlanta. And yeah, Kevin Stefanski's walking into himself a nice, pretty solid, foundationally established team that you could elevate in a down NFC South and easily make your way to the playoffs with a 9-win team, right? And then Atlanta also brought in Bob Quinn. Great. Yeah, awesome. Brilliant fucking idea. Great idea. You know, your foot was already injured and you were starting to trend in the right direction, and then you just pulled out your gun and shot yourself in the foot again, you fucking idiots. That was just stupid. That is just stupid. But it is what it is, man. It's too late for Stefanski to back out of being a Falcons coach. Dude, exactly, Jack. You see what I'm saying, dude? You see what I mean? The Patricia failure is why we have the team we have now. They at least did something good. That's true, Rick C. Without that, we wouldn't have Goff. We wouldn't be where we're at now without that 0-16 team, dude. Quinn can advise on how to destroy a franchise. He's a proven expert. Exactly, dude. Atlanta, it's a dumb thing, dude. Did you see the video of Matt Stafford mic'd up telling Sean McVay to shut up? No. For real? So there's a little bit of strife, huh?
Hey, speed left edge Jack, all right, it's going to be American Exchange, can it, all right, with 3-jet rib Z brownie. Oh, easy, listen. 13 duo, Tim. Yeah, here it is. Woo, I got it. Please, stop. Yes, please stop. Oh my God, he's still going. Hey, he's still going. Hey, snatch this if you get him, right? I mean, he's still going. You're 1.5 yards from an edge split in the middle. I mean, this is unbelievable what I'm getting right now. Holy, boys.
He's still going. Holy shit, he's still going. That's hilarious, dude. I could feel him just like wanting to be like, shut up, I got it, go away. Been there before, dude. Oh my God, he's still going. Oh, he's still going. Oh, he is still going. Oh my God, he's still going. And the whole time you're just like, shut the fuck up. I've got it, dude. This ain't my first rodeo, motherfucker. You know, golly, man. Oy vey, Sean McVay. Bro, for real. You guys have been there before when your boss is like, blah, 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 and you're just like, shut up! Dude, I've been there before. I'm just like, they're going. You just hold up the radio and you're just like, he's still going. He's still fucking going. Still going. I got it. At that point, Stafford's waiting for the mic. Like, he's just like, fuck it. Wait for the clock to run so they can mute him. That way I can talk to the fucking team. We can get the playoff. Bro. Oh, dude, I was annoyed for Matt Stafford because you could hear him just, I was getting irritated, dude. I'm pissed. I'm in a bad mood now. I'm in a bad fucking mood. Fuck Sean McVay, dude. Sean McVay just put me in a bad fucking mood, dude. A fucking dickhead. What a dickhead. Dude, yeah, McVay a little ADHD to me. McVay's a butthole is what he is, Mom. He ain't got a little ADHD. He's a fucking butthole is what he is. Sean McVay's all spun up on fucking crank, dude, for real. He did see dude, and I don't blame him, bro. I don't blame him because, like, this is the thing, dude. Sean McVay is a good offensive mind, okay? You can't dispute that, right? He has a great offensive mind. He's young. He broke all of the metrics, and his coaches have had a strong track record of being, at very least, relatively successful, okay? Yes, Sean McVay is good. The problem now is, as good of a marriage, damn, it is really snowing out here. With as good of a marriage as it was between Stafford and McVay, it worked great. But now, Matt Stafford doesn't need you to talk to him like he's a fucking rookie. He's on the cusp of retiring. He's seen it all. He's been with you long enough. He knows what you're trying to do, and he knows what he needs to do. Quit talking to me like I'm a fucking child. Just let me do my goddamn job. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could totally understand the frustration there, bro. I I'm mad. I'm now irritated by watching how irritating it would be to deal with Sean McVay. He's still going. He's still going. And I'm trying to not like completely crash out, but guys, that was like really stressing me out. That was really listening to him just keep talking and talking and talking was stressing me the fuck out. Cause like, yeah, and then Stafford's like, yeah, I got it. Yeah. Like dude, I was getting fucking irritated, bro. Dude. As soon as I figure out that I'm smarter than the guy I'm working for, I can't work for them anymore. Yeah, American Boxer, I'm in that same boat, dude. So I realized, I think exactly, now I'm going to be honest, my interview the other day that I was all high on, because I really don't like where I work now. So the job would have been a $4 an hour cut in pay. It would have been days and it would have been a lot closer, right? But for one, I showed up 15 minutes early, okay? They then were 30 minutes late past the original interview time to meet with me because the other candidate was a half hour late. So then I was 45 minutes just farting around. The manager then waited 30 minutes to even show up to the interview that I was having with the other person who isn't in the maintenance department. He showed up, asked me no technical questions, and this right here is where I sank my boat. He says, we'll never send you into a room with 480 volts until you're completely comfortable around it. And I said, that's cool. I appreciate that. Very few people understand how volatile 480 can be. And I said, that's why I specifically wear boots that don't have brass eyelets in them, because 480 can conduct itself through air. And he looked at me all weird and then just went, well, we like to eat lunch together and talk about everything other than work. And I was like, oh. That's where I fucked up. I'm not trying to say I knew more than him, but like I have this problem of I apply and go for these jobs because I don't want to work in the high demand industry of my actual career field. It really burns you out. But the problem is that everything else is what I would be called overqualified. I'm not just trying to toot my own horn. I'd be called overqualified for. And the reality is I view that as a benefit. I'm like, hey, I am crazy overqualified. I still want to work this job. And you are getting so much more for your dollar than you would be getting if you hired the other guy, because I come with all of this added experience and knowledge, right? So I view that as a good thing. And I'm like, I'm struggling with the overqualified thing because I view that as a really good bit. Like, you're winning the business deal. You know what I'm saying? You're getting way more than you're paying for. You know what I'm saying? But the reality is most workplaces are just adult daycare, bureaucratic bullshit places, right? And when you have somebody who's, quote, overqualified, they question things, they see through things, they, unfortunately, like I'm dealing with now with my current boss, you end up showing their deficiencies, and they don't like that. So to protect themselves, they just hire fucking idiots. It's just really fucking irritating, dude. It's just really fucking irritating. This is really fucking irritating. The average marriage lasts 7 years. Just saying, it really ruins it. I used to mess with these guys because they're so bad at being in charge. Dude, they're terrible. They're terrible at it. The managerial class is so fucking pathetic and inept because 99% of the managerial class nobody really wants to be the manager, because most people who are actually qualified to be good managers know that they would never make a difference, because most people in managerial or high positions of coordination typically have been promoted to their level of incompetence, right? They're so bad at something else that they just create new things for them to do that is just up to their level of incompetence. And they say, now you're the manager of that. And now you get to have a fucking cushy salary and you get to dictate how people live their lives. And it's fucking ridiculous, dude. I once had an employer ask me to train my new supervisor. Yeah, I'd have walked off, dude. I'd have walked off too. Sounds like you lost him in the specifics. Just say you practice safety. Dude, I know, man. I know, Jack. It's just like, this is like what I was telling Hatton Boobs last night. It's like, the things that like intimidate people, specifically with like skill sets and shit, I'm like really proud of it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm really proud of what I've learned you know, and the knowledge that I have amassed through non-traditional ways of education, you know? So like, I like to showcase my skills and show, you know what I mean? The problem is that it fucking, I guess it freaks people out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. It's fucking annoying. They used to be scared of me. I don't know why. Dude, American, you get it too, bro. Like, they ended losing the contract a month later. If I have trained them, I'm not taking orders from them. Exactly, Rick, dude. Exactly, bro. It's so insulting, bro. The American work system's fucking broken, dude. It's absolutely broken. We have no desire to propel the species, let alone the fucking country forward anymore. We're so comfortable with complacency. It's absolutely disgusting. It's fucking, it's demoralizing, you know. But whatever. Let's just get high again on Mike Kafka. Hey guys, remember the Lions hired Mike Kafka? Woo-hoo-hoo! We got some people doing some smart things. The Falcons aren't one of them, but the Lions are doing some smart hiring and understanding the reality of the situation that they're in, breaking all of the rules and setting new trends. We absolutely appreciate it. We got our guy. I got our guy, Mike Kafka. I got my guy. Let's go, dude. I'm super hyped about it. All right, guys. Hey, that's going to be it for today. Again, no 4 p.m. upload today. We will get back to the 4 p.m. uploads. I just need a little bit of stabilization. I just need to kind of stabilize the plane a little bit. You know what I'm saying? We need to just kind of balance her out a little bit more here, and then we'll get back to that obnoxious grind. So stay safe out there, guys. It's blowing around kind of snowy here. Yippee skippy. Can't wait for that. Stay warm, stay safe. Make sure that notification bell is turned on, and subscribe to the channel, obviously, if you're new here. You're being blocked by a 2-year-old right now. That's awesome. We need to put McDonald's on the moon instead of the flag. It will start an economic boost around it. Hell yeah, Trippy, dude. That's what's up, bro. That's absolutely what's up. Stay safe, stay warm, blah, blah, blah. We'll catch you guys tomorrow right back here at 10 a.m., 11 a.m., youtube.com, stuff and things. I've been Hat and Beard. You've been attentive audience. Until then, bonga bonga. Frig off.